Within the universities across the state, comparable to the University of Southern Mississippi, students' and administrators' thoughts regarding sexual assault resolutions do not coincide. Students have found many ways to come together to fight for sexual assault awareness. This includes protests, events, and showcases like Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College's Clothesline Project. These displays play a big part of student life, and some universities turn a blind eye to the agitation of students in the school community. Mississippi State University's Director of Civil Rights Compliance, Brett Harvey, represents this idea.
There have not been any, to my knowledge, about the way that we have handled a process here. There, I think, have been some frustrated students about situations where they felt like maybe an issue wasn't handled the way they wanted it to be, but those were cases where, unfortunately, the matter was not brought to us.
The lack of action for sexual assault policies from administrators sent a message of neglect to the student body, demanding awareness and recognition of the problems at hand. Out of 7 universities, including USM, examined for the report found that there have been a total of 55 reported sexual assault cases. These numbers include rape, fondling, and statutory rape. Due to this rate, there is an even bigger need to communicate with individuals regarding these cases. A senior at Ole Miss, Megan Fayard, feels troubled by the lack of action.
I feel like it's something that's definitely covered up a lot and not really talked about as much as it should be. I would say it's definitely more than you think it would be, I guess, but you also don't hear about it as much as I wish you would. You know, you kind of have to look into it to know about what the things that have happened other than them just outwardly kind of being put out there.
The concealing of sexual assault cases is shown across Mississippi campuses. Even in the differing public and private universities, a trend of unhappiness throughout students is seen. Agreeing with this claim is Savannah Peden, a senior at William Carey University.
The issue of sexual assault is huge, and just the stigma surrounding it, like how it's not talked about enough. And then when it happens, like we more often see that it's not addressed properly.
Because administrators are not providing adequate representation for students against sexual assault calling for action, this leads individuals to not want to step forward when something happens. But what can these administrators do to solve this?
I feel like the first step to making people more comfortable with sharing their stories and coming forward is definitely making it known that it's a priority to them.
An unfortunate circumstance that has shown itself throughout the search for togetherness between administrators and students is the conflict between the community demanding a zero-tolerance policy and the policy unmatching to this value. The misconduct policies range from Mississippi State University's assumption that the respondent is not responsible until an investigation is completed to the supportive measures provided to victims at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
My first action is to talk to the complainant, and he or she will tell me what happened, what they would like to do. A lot of them are scared and nervous and don't want to go through it. Of course, though, in saying that, if it is a direct effect, like physically, mentally, there's a direct emergency situation, that person is removed immediately.
Lilith Hansen and Kobe Moore for SMTV Special Reports.